It's for another school project.
All right, remind me what we did last time.
So last time I did the Flat Earth like documentary.
How'd it
It
go?
was I think it was in April of last year. It went really well. It went really, really well. Um, Professor loved it. I got good grades on it, so it turned out really good, and I had like way more interaction than I thought I was gonna get on online, but it turned out to be really good.
Okay. And today, what are we doing?
So it's basically like kind of the same thing. So I'm just doing a series for another class, basically on a whole bunch of theories. And the first one I wanted to do was with you because I had done the one previously. So kind of just like the same thing, just presenting evidence as to why you believe the Earth is flat and
I don't believe the earth is flat. I know it's flat.
you know it's flat.
You
Yes.
believe
So
it's a globe.
why you know that it's
All right.
flat and try to basically just
Can I to help me explain why I know it's flat? Can I talk to you about why you believe it's not flat?
yeah, of course. I have questions in there too, kind of just
Okay.
like so basically, I just kind of wanted to start off with like, why do you know, not believe, why do you know that the Earth is flat?
Well, you would agree that all balls, all spheres have curvature, right? It says
Yeah.
curvature, right? This says curvature. So the Earth would also have to have curvature. So looking at people say, well, the Earth is so big, and we're just a flea on the Earth, and you're a microbe on a basketball. You looks flat. Okay, cool story. But according to the globe math, not flat Earth math, globe math, do you know
Mhm.
how much curvature there is in 3 miles?
I do not.
6 feet, not bad. Ten
Okay.
miles,
It's more
66
than,
feet.
I was like, it's
Six,
more than 6 feet.
66 feet, and 100 miles is 6,600 feet, which is more than a mile.
Okay.
So when I first heard about flat Earth, I rejected it. I wouldn't even watch a video. I wouldn't listen to anything. You're at least open minded. You're listening, and finally I was forced to look, and I didn't look at it with an open mind. I was just like, I'm just going to disprove this. Normally, when you go investigate something, let me find out if it's true. Let me find out if it's false. I went in with let me prove it's false, and let me show you the truth.
Yeah.
And it was the lack of curvature because a buoy 10 miles away should be below 66 feet of curvature. That's a 6-story building. So if you and I were in a field, there was a 6-story building between us, we couldn't see each other.
Mhm.
But for some reason, I could see that buoy 10 miles away. So you look across a 10-mile lake, there should be 66 feet of curvature, but I can sit on the sandy shoreline on one side and see the sandy shoreline on the other side. Right. And
Okay.
then the globalists will come back and go, oh, refraction. It's refraction. It's refracting up. But if you look at refraction, it's actually the dumbest thing ever. Let me just show you a simple example. I don't know if I showed it last time. Did I show you the frozen lake?
You may have.
We'll look at it real quick. That's okay.
Yeah.
Um, so here is um, so refraction requires different temperatures and humidities and it's refracting things up. Now, when you look at something in the distance, if you ever used a telescope or a super zoom camera on a beach, you look a mile down the beach and everything's distorted. It gets really weird, right?
Mhm.
But that's because you have line of sight to it and it's getting distorted. But if there was a 10-foot wall in between you and that object or that other person, you would never see them pop up above the wall, no matter what weather front came in or anything. So this is done in the winter, no humidity, nighttime, on ice. So large bodies of water lie flat and they freeze flat. So you've gone ice skating, it's flat, right? So
Yeah.
in this video, we show that the camera is only 6 inches off the ground, which would require, according to Earth Curve calculator, the horizon for that camera should the Earth should start curving away and at less than a mile. I think it's 0.88 miles, less than a mile from 6 inches, right? So he went and put these 4 lights out here. And this one's at 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 miles, and 5 miles. Now, again, doesn't sound like a lot, but the globe is requiring there to be a certain amount of curvature. And if we add in magical refraction, I call it magical refraction because no one has ever taken something behind a physical object and made it refract up and appear to show at eye's level, right? But all of them just show up, and adding an extreme amount of refraction that globers don't even claim is real. This should be 30 feet below the curve, 22, 15, and 9. But for some reason, they're all at that same level. So you have two options. The camera's here. It's looking across the flat ice and it sees 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there. The other option is the camera's on a ball at 0.88 miles away is the tangent to the camera's view, and anything below this line would be blocked by Earth curvature. And this one's popping up that amount. This one's popping up that amount, more and more. They all pop up. They don't start low. They don't stop low and be hidden. They don't go higher, but they all stop to make you think this is flat. Which one of those arguments sounds extremely stupid?
I mean, in this example, it
Yeah.
is the
And
second.
let me tell you the trick. You're in college, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
senior
So,
year, almost
yeah.
done.
So when you're in college, the textbook is your God. The textbook is the facts. Everything in the textbook is true. And so based on that, you'll make excuses and formulas and all sorts of stuff to verify to what's in the textbooks written by the Rockefellers, by the way, right? And then when you can't figure something out, like if I didn't explain this one to you and I just said, well, this is what's happening and this is why you can see it and it's refracting up, your mind is going to try to make sense of it, but you're going to go, you know what? I'm too stupid. You're not stupid. It's stupid. Okay. And they're teaching you stupid things. But in college, you just said earlier, and I got a good grade, as you finished the sentence with, and I got a good grade. How do you get a good grade in college?
Do the work.
You will do the work. What's the work? Memorize. Well, you're doing projects and stuff, so you're giving them what they're asking for. But if you want to get an A on a test, you have to give them the answers that they want. Give them the answers that the textbook tells you are true. So that's how you get an A. How do you get a PhD? You do it again and again and again. You regurgitate and regurgitate. Right now, people say, well, there are people that come up with new ideas. Yeah, there's some, but if they go against the mainstream narrative, they get shut down. They don't get funded, and you don't get your certificate.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so there you go. That was. There's many more examples of that. But go ahead. What else?
so I guess that kind of answers my next one because I was going to ask you what the best piece of evidence that you have that the Earth is flat. I knew that you had shown me something along the lines of that before, and there was also other things that, other examples that you had shown. Are there any other examples that you have that are just like, no, this is pure evidence that this is
About
why I know this is true?
well, the thing is, when you describe to somebody, to a child, and you say, hey, I've got this boat. This is a boat, and it goes over the curvature and it disappears from the bottom up. A 5-year-old, a 3-year-old can understand that concept, right? Pretty
Mhm.
simple, right? And that's true. Something going beyond the physical horizon of a ball does disappear. The problem is we can see beyond the physical horizon many times. And then you say, well, why is that? When I'm looking over water, the water's not getting higher. It's going down and away, down and away. If you're on a ball, every direction you look, the surface should go down and away, right? If you're
Yeah.
standing, let's say you're in the middle of the ocean, perfectly calm, right? And you're 6 feet tall, the water's 6 feet below you. At 10 miles away, it's 66 feet below you. At 100 miles away, it's 6,600 feet below you. So down, down and away, right? So let's look at what that means. Let's find it here. So here is, so we're looking at the water here. I'm going to boat here and a boat out here. Now, if everything's going down and away, why is this boat higher than this boat? Because this boat should be, 6 feet below your eyes or whatever. Well, this one should be more than 6 feet below you, but it's up higher. So you ask a globe believer, you say, is this curving down and away, and they'll say, well, yes, it is because it's required to, but we don't see it that way. Okay. So, so if we put a hallway in here and I put the boats on a hallway, now, a hallway's flat. The ceiling ramps down, the ground ramps up, and it's the same. The hallway is the same as, hold on a second. Where did that go? I'll just turn that away. So when I say down and away, this is not to scale, of course. So everything should just go down and away, down and away. Makes sense on a ball. It's required to. And there's a point where my eyes will not be able to see the point of that arrow. Let's say it's right here. This one would be below curvature. Again, not to scale. We can do the actual math. So I got my flat water, which appears flat, but on a globe, it has to be going down and away. I'll put my two boats in here. The boat's higher, which is weird. And we think this is Earth curvature, right? So we compare it to a hallway. The hallway is flat, right? I'll fade them out. We see the exact same thing. Well, the hallway's not long enough and it's not a fair comparison. Okay, that's an excuse, but science is scalable. Perspective is scalable, right? But what happens with the sun? We see the sun set. It looks like it's setting below the horizon. What is the horizon? The horizon is not a physical place. It's an apparent place. When I overlay a time lapse of a sunset, it follows this exact same perspective, and it just goes beyond the horizon. What is the horizon? Is the horizon at your eye level?
Well, no, the horizon's not at your eye level, but couldn't you argue that, for my perspective, couldn't you argue that that's why there's different time zones? Like when you're in Italy, it's 6 hours ahead because the sun's just in a different position than where you're from. Like you can't conceptually see that with your eyes because of where we are.
That's a good one. Let's get to that after we finish this. So here is streetlights. Whoops, they're all at the same level, right?
Mhm.
But they look like they're going down and away. They're following the same perspective line. Can you see the streetlights that are a couple miles down the road? No, you can't. So if this streetlight is noon above your head, well, this is like 4 p.m. out here, or 5 p.m., sunset, 6 p.m. But if somebody was underneath that light over there on the flat earth, it would be noon for them.
But wouldn't that be the same if it was the globe?
Except we're looking at all the evidence that we see is showing a flat earth. It's showing, what we have no evidence of a globe. Here, streetlights and the sun, the water's ramping up, the ground is ramping up. Everything follows flat. There is no down and away. Down and away. Here's a simple little experiment I did. So I got these little Jesuses on here, and look, he's below the horizon. But they're all down and away from wherever you are. You're always on the top of the ball from your point of view. Everything is down and away. But if you look at the water is ramping up. It's
It's
not
still
going
on
down and
the
away.
sunset and the streetlights.
What's that?
It's still on the sunset.
I'm sorry. My bad. My
No,
bad.
you're good. I just was like trying to figure
No,
out what
no,
you're
no.
saying.
What the hell is he talking about? I like doing
Yeah.
that once a show, so we're good now. We got my quota in. All right. So let me. I think I have a little video of this. Right. So here I have them on a floor, and
Mhm.
each one is higher. So because the floor is ramping up, the floor is flat. We know the floor is flat. I raise the camera up. It's the same thing. They're all ramping up, ramping up, ramping up, right? Because they're on a flat surface. And if I put them on a ball, they all go down and away, down and away. But we never see down and away. No matter how high we get, the horizon always appears to be at eye level. But in reality, if you're perfectly calm water and you're looking out at the horizon, you're 6 feet tall. If the earth is flat, is that horizon at your eye level? If it was flat.
No.
No. Where is it? It's 6 feet below your eye level?
Well, if it's a flat Earth?
Yeah, if it's a flat earth, you're standing up, you're
Hmm.
6 feet above the water, your feet are 6 feet below you,
Hmm.
and you're looking out X number of miles, you see the horizon, it appears to be at your eye level. Is that water at your eye level, or is it 6 feet below your eye level? And it just looks like it's at your eye level.
Well, to the flat Earth argument, no, it would be at
Six.
that
It would
level.
it would be six. It would be at the same level as your feet,
Mhm.
but it appears to be at eye level because that's how we see
Yeah.
on a globe. Say we're looking at the horizon 10 miles away. It appears to be at eye level because that's how we see it. We're
Mhm.
supposedly on a globe, but in reality, it's 66 feet below your eye level.
Okay.
Well, that's what the globe requires.
Yeah.
Again, which one is making sense and which one is not making sense?
Yeah.
All right. So, but here's the trick. The the horizon is not 6 feet below your eyes. It is not at eye level. In reality, it's thousands of feet above your eye level. Let me show you. So, first, you have to understand what reality is. Got a guy standing on a pier, got a boat, got the sun, got a tree, got the water. I composited this together. So it's just it could be a real scene, right? Guy fishing off of a pier. So from your life experience, is the water above or below the pier?
Below.
Below. Okay, because it would be on the pier otherwise, right? And
Yeah.
is the boat on the surface of the water? So the bottom of the boat is actually below the pier also. The sun is above the clouds. The tree is above him and the pier. You could put that all together from your life experience. Where's the 50-story skyscraper prominently shown, taking up half the picture?
The there.
Is it level or is it straight up?
It perceives to be level.
If I take away the background and look up at the sun, does it look like we're looking up at the sun now at noon in New York City, perhaps?
Yeah.
All right. So the sun is directly above you. It's higher than the building. Now, what happens when the sun moves to, let's say, 1 o'clock? You can't see it. Why?
Because it's over top of
It's
sky.
beyond the building horizon. Okay.
Yeah.
That horizon, building horizon, is 50 stories above the ground, right? I'm calling it a horizon because it kind of is a horizon. It's you know, the horizontal eye zone, horizontal, not curve eye zone, horizon. All right. Just keep that in mind. Right. So is it below the earth horizon or just beyond the building?
Beyond the building.
Correct. So let's look here. Um, so you know what a perspective grid is, right? Right. So the ground ramps up, sky ramps down, the sides ramp in. And if you notice, the back actually ramps forward. Like from here to the end of this are more boxes than from here to here. So they
Mhm.
also get compressed. And when it gets to the point where it's completely compressed, we call that the horizontal eye zone or horizon for short.
Mhm.
Okay. So this guy, his eyes are at this level. I'll throw a mountain in here. Got the sun up here. So let's say this mountain is 3,000 feet above his head. Makes sense, right?
Okay.
Easy,
Yeah.
easy. So the sun is going to move from whatever time it is into the afternoon. Is it below the earth horizon or is it beyond the top of the mountain?
So it's beyond the top of the
Just
mountain.
like the building, same thing, right? So how could I see it again? There's two ways. One, I could fly up in the air and look over the mountain and see it. Or two, if I go back far enough, I might get a better angle. So if I go back 25 miles, that's what my view is going to be. So his
Mhm.
identical twin is 25 miles behind him. Here's the mountain. He can see the sun over the mountain because if he's got a better angle to it. Well, from 25 miles away, the top of that mountain looks like it's at his eye level, but it's
Yeah.
really 3,000 feet above his eye level. And if the sun goes a little farther away, is it below the earth horizon or is it beyond the mountain?
It's beyond the mountain,
If he went
depending.
up in the air, you can see it again. If he went backwards far enough, you might be able to see it again. But there gets up to a point where you won't be able to see it. So now we're going to add in an atmospheric layer. So we have clouds. Now, those clouds, let's say that they're 5,000 feet above the top of the mountain. So these clouds, they're all at the same level, except they all merge into this horizontal eye zone right here. So these
Hmm.
clouds here are the same altitude off the ground as these clouds that are above his head.
They're just in a different space.
They're just in it. Well, perspective pushes them all together. The sun is above that. So when the sun goes away again, is it below the earth curve or is it just beyond these clouds? It's beyond the clouds. It's beyond the mountain. He can't see it. Now, this horizontal line for a celestial object, the sun above the atmosphere, is 7,000 feet, 5 + 3, or 8,000 feet or so above his eye line, but it appears to be his eye line. If you're brought up that the earth is a globe and the horizon is earth curvature, and you saw the sun do what it just did, you think that it just went below the earth curve, but it's really just out of our view due to perspective,
Yeah.
right? So check this out. Here's an example of a sunset and a coin on a table. Now, this table is slightly higher than the camera, representing the mountains and the cloud deck in the distance. And as the sun goes away, it just disappears beyond it. And we think we're programmed into believing that we're standing on a ball, falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound. The sun, if you go watch the sunset, I want you to go to, if you have a place to watch the sunset, go watch the sunset, plant your bare feet on the ground, ground yourself, take some deep breaths, look at the sun moving away. Look at the sun moving away and ask yourself, are you falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound? Or is that light in the sky just moving away?
I
Is
mean,
it
I guess
just
it could be argued to play devil's advocate. It could be argued that it is moving away and it is over that horizon, but is also moving in like perspectual space. You standing in one position, if you go 3,000 miles the other way, it's going to be in a completely different position. I think that's what's holding me up at this point.
let's look at that and we'll come back to well let me just show you the sunset, then I'll show you how the time zones actually prove flat earth actually.
Okay.
So um where so um let's look at the did I show you the kitchen sunset?
I don't think I saw this yet.
Okay, so this is a line, it's level above my kitchen counter. Dark.
Hmm.
It's dark. I got these bottles are here and I have a piece of cardboard in between them. And as I move this sun across the line, you can see that it's level. In the video, I verify that it's level. Now the camera is at the same height as this line. So I prove in the video that the line is level. It's level to the counter. The camera's watching it. It's level, and I'm just moving the line. Got it?
Yeah.
Makes sense. So I have a camera on the counter, on the far end of the counter, looking up, watching it go away. And so when we look at it from a terrestrial point of view, if I showed you this first and said, is this line level? You would like, no, it's sloped down at about a 45-degree angle. And I'd say, is this sun going below this cardboard, this mountain, this cloud deck? And you'd be like, yes, it is, but it's not. That's a level line. Look, I'm zoomed in on it. That's a level line. And this is not going below this. It's going beyond it. And when
Mhm.
we compare that to a real sunset, what's this that the sun is going behind? Is that there's Earth curve supposedly, but what's it actually going behind? It's going beyond what I call the atmospheric deck of opacity.
Okay.
Watch it compared to this. This is a level line. This sun is just going away. This sun is also just going away, following the exact lines of perspective. How about that?
I can see your argument. I can
I
see it.
hope you can see my
Yeah,
arguments.
I can see your argument. Again, I think the whole thing that's getting me is just perception. Like that camera's at a different angle, but I get the
What do you mean camera's at a different angle? You're on the ground looking up at the sun.
yeah. So
Okay,
in perception, how do we know that the Earth is actually flat and that's not just a perception as if it is within this image?
I'll show you
You
why. Because
like
if we were
satellites or
if we were spinning,
something. Hmm.
and that's what causes the sun to go down below the horizon. First off, the horizon would be like if you're sitting on the beach in Hawaii watching the sunset, the sun would have to intersect with the water at like 2 miles away. But that's not what you see because
Yeah.
your horizon is like 2 miles away if you're sitting,
Yeah.
right? And we see the sun intersecting whatever that horizon is 20 miles away. That's impossible on a globe when you actually put the math to it, right? So another thing is when we look at the sun on a super clear day from altitude, we see something completely different. So the sun was going down, 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 and then it stopped and it just sat there. I have this frozen for a second. I'm going to turn on a second. Now, my friends are at the beach over here.
Mhm.
They saw the sun set 10 minutes ago from the bottom up, just like I showed you in all of those perspective examples,
Yeah.
right? Because they're looking out over the water about 10 miles away. There's mountains, in the distance, but there's a shoreline and the cloud deck, and the sun just goes beyond it, just like I showed you. But I got my drone in the air. It's 32 degrees out. There's no humidity. It's super clear. I'm looking west and I watched the sun. It went down, 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 and then it stopped. Now, I don't care if it's out of focus or not. It stopped going down. And what it did, this is super sped up, like 2,500 speed. It took about 5 minutes, but the sun should have gone right below the horizon, but it didn't. It just faded as it got farther and farther away. Its light couldn't push through the soup of the atmosphere. Its light is not that powerful, doesn't travel forever, and it literally just faded into nothing.
Yeah.
That's impossible on a spinning globe. Here's another proof that we're not on a globe. You believe in the Big Bang?
No, I'm like religious.
Okay, well, that's good. God created the earth. I mean, if you read the Bible, there's so many. The Bible is a flat earth book, one of the greatest flat earth books ever. Page one, God separated the waters from the waters, created the firmament, created day. On day four, he made the sun. Wait a minute. How did the earth get here before the sun? None of it makes sense unless you look at it from a flat earth perspective. The fact that you're breathing air right now proves that we're in a container. We're contained. And so if there's a container, there has to be a creator. The reason, in my opinion, that they hide flat earth is because they don't want people in a situation where they can't deny creation. A lot of the world denies the creator. I used to be one of them. But when I found out that this place is intelligently designed, I had no choice anymore. And the not good ones, the evil ones that are trying to control humanity, they don't want you in that situation because once you find the creator, you're much harder to control.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So let's look at you want to talk about time zones for a second. So this is my app. I'm going to turn this off right now. I'm going to put it back to current time. So I'm in the East Coast. So here's America. Just get your orientation. South America. Australia's up here in the dark. And this is the hour hand on the clock. Well, it's just past, it's like 1 o'clock for me. The sun is right here. Now, my friend in Australia, in Sydney, in about 1, 2, 3 hours, the sun's going to rise for
Mhm.
him because the sun goes around. The sun is a clock. It's a 24-hour clock. It is more accurate than the finest Swiss watch in the world because watches are set to the sky clock. But we supposedly live in a gravitational model, pulling and tugging in all different directions, but the sun always keeps perfect time. The planets, everything keeps perfect time. All of the eclipses repeat on an 18-year cycle perfectly all the time for thousands of years. None of that makes sense with a heliocentric globular model. Go ahead.
This is one thing that I don't understand about that flat Earth perspective. If, to your point, you said there's other planets, how do other planets exist within this? Like, if there's no, you don't believe in gravity?
Well, there's two separate questions there. So I never said I believe in other planets. I look up in the sky. Have you ever looked up and see Jupiter in the sky?
I've never personally done it, but I've like
You
seen it.
probably looked up and seen it and didn't note it because it's the brightest star in the sky. It's literally as bright as the sun. It's just very small, but it's bigger than any other star. So why do we see planets in the sky? Because they told us that the sun is reflecting off of them and we see the sun reflecting off of them,
Mhm.
right? So that means that the earth should look like a star from the moon or from somewhere in space because the earth is reflecting sunlight. It should look like a star. I mean, it should look like a planet, but it doesn't. It looks like the earth, supposedly, right?
Mhm.
The things that they call planets used to be called wandering stars. They are lights in the sky. We don't live on a light and we don't live in the sky. So you're told by two companies, one of them is more credible than the other. I'll give you the credible one first, Disney. And the other one is NASA.
Yeah.
Let me just show you. So the people that tell you that they're planets tell you this. Astronomers have captured real photos of alien worlds deep in space. Here's some of the best, right? So they show you this.
Mhm.
Do you believe that? Do you believe
I
that's a real photo? This is AI. This is all nonsense. I created a whole bunch of these. I've mixed them in. I forget which ones I made and which ones NASA's showing us. They're all just complete and total garbage. And people do, oh my God, this is, crazy. We can see things hundreds of trillions of miles away, but we can't see the moon lander on the moon. The Hubble can't look at the moon lander and see the moon and see the moon lander, but it can see things at numbers that will melt your brain. They're so far away. Hey, everybody, quick message that I'd like to share with all of you. Our lives are filled with toxins in our air, food, and even in the information we're taught. Avoiding them all is impossible, but helping your body detox doesn't have to be complicated. That's where Masterpiece comes in. Just 5 drops under your tongue twice a day, and that's it. Super easy, super simple, and it doesn't even taste bad. I've tried countless supplements, and while generally I'm pretty healthy, I didn't really feel much of an effect. But with Masterpiece, it delivered noticeable benefits. Check out the podcast I did with Terry from Masterpiece, linked below this video, or you can find links directly to Masterpiece on my website, flatearthdave.com, or in the shopping section on the app. The key to health is to detoxify. Now back to the show.
Mhm.
And nobody seems to have a problem. Nobody seems to have a problem. Let me go back to my app for a second. If I go to planets, so where's one I'm looking for? So if NASA said, here are 6 new planets, would you believe them?
I mean, I'm always pretty skeptical. I
Yeah, but
am.
if NASA said it, and then it was in the New York Times, and they discovered these 6 new planets, and they're at a very close, on our nearest star, and they saw it with the James Webb Telescope, which we spent billions, $20 billion on. Right? These are pretty damn good pictures, right? The problem is they're frying pans. They're literally rusted, dirty frying pans. That's a frying pan.
Okay.
Okay, and NASA gets $80 million every single day to deceive you. This is the latest picture of Pluto. It happens to have like this area that looks like Pluto. Do you know that Pluto the dog and Pluto the planet were named at the same time?
I did
Same
not
year?
know.
Same year. That's just a coincidence though. Right? Right? These they tell you that these are the planets in our solar system. This is complete and total garbage, right? They tell you this. Oh, I'm not showing you. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I,
okay. Oh,
oh
there
no.
we go.
Oh, there we go. You know what? I was just showing you a whole bunch of stuff. You didn't see it. So they tell us this is what they show us. This is what we see when we use our high powered optics. Right? Let me go back to I didn't show you the frying pans. You gotta
No, that's why I was like, okay, yeah, it's definitely
you,
a frying pan.
no. I'm bad. So look, these are the planets. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong screen. I hate it when I do that. All right. Thank you.
All good.
So if I zoom in here, you can kind of see this is the frying pan. These are frying pans. You can do it yourself,
They
right?
they do look like rusty frying pans a little bit.
Yeah, they're rusty frying pans. And this is Pluto, right? This is Pluto. This is the latest. They can snap a photo of Pluto from a spaceship that's been out there since the 70s, traveling at 60,000 miles an hour. And Pluto's so far away. How does it that well lit? How'd they get the picture back to us? But they can't get a photo of Earth. You know that NASA admits they don't have any photographs of Earth, that they're all composites?
I did not know that actually.
Yeah, because they can't show us. They showed us this one. Oh, we know that Jupiter has a molten magnetic core, just like Earth, because we can see the northern lights. Look at these northern lights. Look what they did. They took the old picture of Pluto, not Pluto, Jupiter. I'm all over the place. And they literally just put that on it. Look, I made this one. I said, oh, look, no, they're the Northern Lights. They're shooting off fireworks on the. I mean, look how stupid that is.
Yeah.
And these pictures are actually years apart, but all of the clouds are exactly the same. This one's just a little darker, right? These are supposedly active storms,
Mm.
active, and they tell us, the sizes, this that we're the sizes like this is our sun compared to this other star.
Mm.
And our sun is, you can fit 1,300 Jupiters, which is gigantic next to the Earth, in our sun, right? These are just to make you go, ah. The other day, I saw this little kid. I was at a grandparents' day thing, and the little 5-year-old just going to kindergarten. I said, "What are you learning in school?" "Oh, we're learning about space." And his mom goes, "Tell him what you want to be when you grow up," because I want to be an astronaut, right? There are no astronauts. There's astronauts, Nots. Okay. But
Yeah.
this is how they capture you at these young ages, and they literally capture your mind. You've seen this photo of Jupiter, right? Photo. It's not a photo. They call it an image or a picture because it's not a photo. I think they
Mm.
don't like to lie, but we took it into Photoshop, cranked up the levels, and what do we see? We see that this is completely made crappily. They forgot to flatten the layers. They didn't silhouette it. They didn't do anything. I could do better, and I don't even know how to use Photoshop,
Yeah.
right? So we don't live in the sky. We don't live on a light. We live on the earth. And if you think about it, Jupiter is 400 million miles away from the sun. We're less than 100 million miles away. Well, from Jupiter, the sun would be like the size of a pencil eraser held at arm's length if you're lucky. It would be tiny, right? How
Yeah.
does that little light up Jupiter, which is gas, which absorbs light, and reflect it back 300, 400 million miles to Earth? And we see it as bright as the sun. There's a thing called the inverse square law of light. As light goes away, it spreads out and gets weaker and weaker and dimmer, just like I showed you with the fading sun. So, how are we seeing the light in the sky? And again, when we take a camera, we zoom in, focus on a planet, piece of the plane, a planet or the moon or the sun, they're all at the same focal length. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. It's just like I still have questions like if the sun isn't if the sun is the way that you say that the sun is, and that is it doesn't work off of rotating around the earth, it's just moving across a
It
plane.
circles around the earth like I was showing you, like a clock. The sky
Yeah, but
clock circles
it's
around.
on it's not like going around a globe. It's on a plane.
Correct.
How do we have things like seasons? If there's like the southern hemisphere, like I have friends from or old friends from Argentina, like it was winter for them and summer here, or it's winter here and it's summer there. How is that argument?
Let me ask you a question. So, how do you know how do you explain it on the globe? Do you know how to explain it? I could explain it for you, or you
Yeah,
can tell me.
it's the position of the sun and how we're rotating.
Well, it's a position. So you have the far sun,
Mhm.
and I'll take here's America, right? And when we're tilted towards the sun, we're getting more direct rays.
Yeah, so
When
it's
we're
summer.
tilted away from the sun,
Mhm.
we're getting less direct rays.
Yeah.
And so that heat is spread out over a bigger area and it gets cold.
Hmm.
Okay. So the earth is also spinning, right? So here I got America on the top,
Yeah.
and I got it's noon in the middle of June. When I spin America away, is the angle to the sun changing just like it is with the tilt of the earth?
Yeah.
So at in the evening in June, it should be freezing cold because the angle is so far down. It's more of a tilt, it's more tilted away than the tilt of the earth supposedly is. You can tilt the ball in any direction you want. So in June, in the evening, when the sun is literally right on the horizon, it should be freezing cold for two reasons. One, it's the worst tilted angle. That heat is spread out over the worst possible way, but I can still feel the heat blasting on my face. And here in Connecticut, in the north, they tell us that the sun is farther than from us in the summer than it is in the winter, 3.5 million miles farther. So the global argument for that is, oh, 3.5 million over 93 million, it's only like 2% or whatever. It's still farther, and we're still tilted more than the tilt of the Earth. Why isn't it freezing at sunrise and sunset in June? So I can go out here at sunrise and sunset, let's say sunrise in June or July, and the sun appears on the horizon, comes from beyond the elevated horizon, and I could feel the heat on my face. I can take my shirt off. I get a suntan. I'm warm.
Mhm.
In December, when we're 3.5 million miles closer to the sun in the heliocentric model, at noon, when the sun is at its highest point in the sky, let's say it's 50 degrees off the horizon, much better than 89-degree tilt at sunrise, I can't even feel the heat on my face.
Mhm.
Doesn't that debunk your seasons?
To an extent, but then there's also like residual heat. How do you explain that?
So the residual heat, that's actually very good. So the Earth, I want to make a chart for this because it's really easy, but I think you'll be able to get this, right?
Mhm.
So when the sun is not in the sky, nighttime, the Earth
Mhm.
is radiating heat. It's losing heat. It's losing heat. So let's say it loses the same amount of heat every night. And let's call that 10 units. We're just going to use units, okay? 10 units of heat, okay? So in the north, in December, let's start with January. Well, January, right? So the sun is literally just starting to come back. So let's say during the day in January, it gives us 5 units of heat. But at night, it radiates 10 units out. So now we're 5 units colder. So February, it's colder. And in February, it gives us 9 units of heat during the day because the sun's getting closer.
Mhm.
But it's still radiating 10 at night. So it's still getting colder in February. Then
Yeah.
in March, let's say it gives us 13 units of heat during the day. Nice, March. But at night, it's radiating 10. So we're gaining 3 back. April, it's giving us 15 or 18. July, it's giving us 20. In
Mhm.
June, it's giving us 25. And so we're gaining an extra 15 and only 25, and we're only losing 10. That's why it gets hotter and hotter in the summer and then colder and colder. So let me show you how seasons work real quick on a flat Earth. So you would agree that if you had a heat source, the closer you are to it, the warmer it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got these 2 yellow lines. Stop that for a second. So you got the red line is the equator. The inner yellow line is the Tropic of Capricorn. No,
Okay.
Tropic of Cancer, my bad. The outer line is the Tropic of Capricorn. Now, I'm going to turn the time lapse on and I'm going to jump forward month by month. So right now we're in September. So we're almost at the equinox where the sun is right over the equator.
Mhm.
So September, October, November, December, the sun is spiraling out. And in December, Australia has their summer. It's super hot in Australia because the sun goes right over them. It's
Yeah.
closer to them. It's freezing. Where are you? What state?
Virginia.
You're in Virginia. It's not too freezing because the sun is at its farthest point away. It's still not too far from Virginia, but me just being a 1,000 miles farther in Connecticut, it's freezing. Forget the 93 million miles away. It's freezing just because it's a little bit farther. I could be in Mexico. It's 90 degrees and it's 20 below zero in Connecticut
Yeah.
in January when the sun is out here, right? Because it's closer to Mexico, right?
Mhm.
So January, February, March, April, May, June, right? May, June. So in June, jump in. There you go. So that's the height of our summer. It's super hot in Miami because the sun goes right over Miami. Australia is having their winter. It's not too cold because it's not too far, but things in between the tropics are called the tropics. And the sun will pass over them twice a year, never getting too far away. That's why it's so beautiful in the tropics.
Yeah.
So
Isn't
that's
that
how, oh, go ahead.
ar- isn't
What?
that this argument for the Earth or like for a globe though? Like it's doing the
No,
same exact thing.
no, because they're saying it's the tilt of the earth, right? So America is tilted this way. So if the
Mhm.
sun was my camera, it's tilted. But when so here I'll do it this way. The sun is tilted, but 6 months later, America's tilted away from away from the sun. It's tilted away. So that's why we have our winter over here and our summer over here. Because
Okay.
here, right? Remember, this is where it is. It's now tilted away.
Rather than just below.
Yeah. But we just proved that the whole tilting thing is nonsense. Let me just show you an example on flat Earth here. Um, seasons. Um, Here we go. So, and then there's another proof. Seasons actually prove the flat Earth. So, all right. So here we go. We have you and I are outside. Here you are. It's freezing cold. It's February, and you're freezing. And so your friend comes out with a heat lamp on a pole that high, and it puts it right over you. You're like, I feel the heat. Feels great. And I'm sitting over here. I'm still cold. The heat lamp's really not giving me much heat at all. I'm still freezing. You're not freezing.
Yeah.
I say, well, where's the sun? You say it's straight up there. It's high in the sky. I say, well, for me, it's not high in the sky. It's much lower in the sky for me. Just like
Mhm.
in our winter, the sun is lower because it's moving farther south. It's moving out south. And so I said, I'm cold. So he slowly walks over. And as he walks over, keeping the sun at the exact same height, it gets lower for you and higher for me. So now
Yeah.
it's high. I'm warm because it's close. It's not any higher off the surface of the earth. It's just closer. When something's closer, it's higher. Streetlights. Close ones are high, far ones are low. The
Yeah,
far
yeah, I like from
so
earlier.
so that there's your seasons right there. Absolutely. But here's something I want you to say. Um, so this is called the analemma. The analemma. Let me show you. Um, is that the analemma? No, that's not the one. Um, oh yeah, so this is it. The sun goes around once a day, once every 24 hours, but you will agree when it's here, it's going slower because it's making a smaller circle. Out here, it's got to travel faster to go all the way around. Same number of degrees per hour, but it's miles per hour. It has to be faster out here,
Yeah, like
right?
the sunlight. Yeah, yeah.
On a globe, that's not the case. It would be the same. So there's a thing called an analemma. You can do it yourself. You go out every week or every day and take a picture of the sun from the exact same spot at the exact same time every single day, right?
Hmm.
And what you'll get is a pattern in the sky called an analemma,
Yeah, I've seen this before.
right?
I,
But
yeah.
but here's the question: is why does the analemma have a small circle and a faster big circle? Now you can tell where this one was taken from. It's taken from the north because the sun seems higher here because it's closer to the camera. When it's out here, it's farther out south. So here's the big circle, Capricorn, and then it comes back up and it does the small circle.
Mhm.
The analemma would be a perfect figure eight with the X right on the equator if the Earth was a globe, right? The sun is going out and in, out and in. This is, if you took a picture every day, this is what you would see. So this is your summer, your winter, your summer, your winter. So this is taken in the south. The viewer is right here looking
Mhm.
at this. The analemma proves we're not on a spinning ball,
Does
right?
perception have anything to do with that? Like, dependent on where you are. So, like you said, the first one you were in the north. Like, if you were at the equator, would it look the same or would it look different?
No, you would have a big circle outside of you, but they would be pretty much the same height. They'd both look like the same height going out. But you would still have the big circle out south. Now, here's the thing: the sun is going faster, but the way we see the sun in the sky is through what I call our personal atmospheric dome of vision. Longer discussion. We don't have to get into that. But but we did notice something which is impossible on a ball, is that Twilight. Twilight is after the sun sets. How long until it's pitch black? How long until the sky is totally dark? In the summer, it's long. In Virginia, like here, well, in the Virginia, it's probably not as long as I have it, but in the summer, it's like 90 minutes or more.
Mhm.
In June and July, sun sets, it's still light for another hour and a half. Easy,
Yeah.
easy, right? And so that's a long time. But in the winter, even now, when the sun is moving out here, when the sun sets, it's dark in like 30 minutes. And in
Mhm.
December, it's dark in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, you
Now,
have to argue
but
with the days getting shorter and longer, like with the
yeah,
there's like the shortest point in like December. I don't remember exactly. It's like December or January. It's like the shortest point, and then there's another one that's like the longest point, like
right.
days longer and shorter. How do you
Well,
explain?
our days are longer in the summer because the sun is closer to us. You can only see the sun at a certain distance away, and then its perspective hides it.
Mhm.
So if the sun is closer to you, you're going to see it for a longer period of time. If it's farther away, you're not going to see it until it gets closer, and then it's going to disappear before, it's going to disappear earlier. It's going to show up later and disappear earlier.
Yeah.
And so um my point here was in the South, there's places where in January, December, January, where the sun sets and in like 4 minutes, it's pitch black.
Mhm.
Now, on a globe from June to December, our days should get shorter. They do. Our
Mhm.
days get shorter, and our twilight, which is different for every location, but our twilight time gets shorter. As I said, 90 minutes in June, it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes in December. Okay.
Yeah.
So it gets shorter. If the earth was a ball, the ball would have symmetry. As our days get shorter, as our twilight gets shorter, people in the South, their days should get longer and their twilight should get longer. Well, guess what? Their days do get longer.
Mhm.
That matches the ball a little bit, but their twilight gets shorter
Okay.
because the sun is running away faster. So once the sun gets beyond that horizontal horizon deck, it
Mhm.
runs away faster. It's going, I forget the calculations, like 50% faster. It's going faster. And so everyone on Earth experienced shorter twilight times from June to December, and then increasing longer twilight times from December to June. Everything I told you, flat Earth has won the argument. You can still believe in the globe, but you
Yeah.
have no evidence. We do you go on TikTok? Are you a TikToker?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want you to follow Angels of Light, Angels underscore of underscore light. And
Yeah.
he's in Australia and he's on early in our mornings. And he does these things where he allows globe believers to come up, but they're not allowed to ask him about flat Earth. They only can come up and provide evidence of the globe.
Okay.
How does an eclipse work on flat Earth? How does this work? We have those answers, but we're not interested in those answers.
You're interested in
It's 2025. Show me physical evidence that the Earth is a globe, and nobody can do it.
yeah.
That's weird.
I'll have to go in and watch some of his videos because I need
Yeah,
more to be able to add into this as
you can jump up on the live too and ask some questions.
well.
I'll let me like you'll see I'm on there sometimes. You'll see me in there, and so just if so, here's the thing: you still believe in the globe. So what is your number one proof? Now, did I just explain how seasons don't work on a globe and they work on a flat Earth?
Yes.
Okay, so seasons is off your list. Did I explain time zones?
Yes.
Okay. And by the way, some things work on both.
Yeah.
You could say they work on both. The problem
That's
is,
what I think is tripping me up.
yeah,
I think that for the most part, and honestly, like to your point, we've been taught forever that like this is how it is. So it's honestly me just trying to be open-minded and understand, like,
well,
okay, other people believe other things. Why do you believe this?
yeah, don't believe, just don't believe and let your brain fall out. You really need to critically think. But here's the thing: Believing is easy. Belief is the enemy of knowing
Yeah.
because it's easy. Where do I live? What state?
Connecticut.
Do you know that?
I only know because you told me.
So do you know it or do you believe it?
I mean, I believe it because
You
you told
do?
me.
Do you still believe it?
I mean,
Now you're
now
starting to
I feel
doubt it.
like I
Yeah. Now,
shouldn't.
no, so there you go. So you never knew it.
Yeah.
We have to trust people and believe. So you're going to school, you're trusting the books.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. All of it. Your
I mean,
history, everything. It not some of it, all of it is bullshit. Now listen, there are some useful things they can teach you in college. Not many, but history, astronomy, where we live, accounting, it's all bullshit to keep you a slave. Okay? Make sure that stays in and your teacher hears that.
no,
Or,
I
and by the way,
will.
your
I
teacher is
will.
not a bad person. Your teacher is a great regurgitator of the information that he was taught. That's how he got his teaching degree, right?
Yeah.
That's how he got it. Not a bad person. Teachers are have kind hearts. Okay, they're caring people, but they're teaching misinformation. All of your history is a lie. On my app, do you have the app? Did you ever get it?
I did not ever
You
get to
need to get the
download
app, okay? You
that.
need to get the app. And if you go to the button that looks like a griffin or a dragon,
Yeah.
this is the old world page. And
Okay.
this will blow your mind, right? But my lunch break, you can find him on YouTube by yourself. My lunch break, go watch that. And then you'll never be able to sit in a history class again without screaming like you have Tourette's. Bullshit. Okay.
Yeah. I'm my series is not just dedicated to flat Earth. I just did you first because I had previously talked with you.
Okay.
But I have a couple other things like the JFK assassination, 9/11, all of those on for more episodes after this
Well,
one.
I got a great resource if you want to take the time and look at all the videos that have been hidden. Stoplookthink.com. Stoplookthink.com. Click the
I've heard of that.
9/11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Click the 9/11 tab and watch those videos. And you'll see where did you say you were again? I forgot.
Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
Yeah.
We're having a conference in Arizona and another one in Texas in October and November. So there's a
Yeah.
big truther conference. If you're close by, I was going to say come, but it's a
Yeah,
little
no.
bit
It's a
wide.
little far for me.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
A
So
little.
let's go back to I remove time zones, I remove seasons, I remove sunsets. What else makes you think the Earth is a globe? Besides, they told me.
You got me stumped. That and then we talked about some things last time with like aviation patterns and there's something else. I don't have it.
Gravity. Well,
Gravity was a big one.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, you got me there. It's what it was taught. It's what we all have been taught.
And you
But like
don't want to say everything I taught's a lie because guess what? Do you love school?
yes, I do.
Oh, you do. You love school. So you're learning like this class sounds like a fun class, right? They're letting you do some stuff. But there's a lot of people that when their soul is hearing the information they're being taught and they know it's bullshit, but they have to regurgitate it. So they hate school. They hate learning. Then
Mm.
later in their life, they find out um, everything they were taught is a lie, and they have to relearn everything again, and they resist it because their soul goes, their mind goes, I don't want to learn again. I hate learning because right. But once you can take away um, the indoctrination, learning is amazing. There's so much to see out there, but they want you believing you live on a little ball. Think about this: Australia, right? Australia is an island. Let's say 200 miles off the shoreline of Australia, they say, this is a circle. We're going to circle it. And you're not allowed to go there. You're not allowed to go beyond there because it's just frozen wasteland out there. And it's very dangerous. Then they took that circle and they wrapped it around a ball. And so now that outer circle is a little tiny circle at the bottom of the ball. And they say, oh, that's a frozen wasteland. You can't go there. It's very dangerous, and the military guards it, and there's no independent exploration of it. How would you know about America or Africa or Italy or
Wouldn't
how
unless
you
you know.
wouldn't? And
Yeah.
then, and so that would be it. So how would you know what's going on? So this is what they did. They took our world. This was in all. Oops, what happened to my? Hold on. There I am. They took our world. This was map was in all of the encyclopedias and schools and everything, and took it out in the 1950s. They they cut it out, and they say you can't go here. You
Mhm.
can't go there. Right? This is all that there is. Right?
Yeah.
Remember, if we did Australia and wrapped that around the ball, all of this other stuff would be unknown to you. What difference does it make? I still have to go to work on Monday. I still have to go to school on Monday. What if they're hiding other civilizations, other resources? What if they're hiding in technology, which they are? What if they're hiding our true history? What if they're hiding our true origins, our true potential? What if they're hiding free energy, which they are? Right? You're going to work your entire life to pay your electric bill, your heating bill, and your gas bill for your car. Okay.
Mhm.
Or your electric bill for your car, whatever. You're going to spend most of your life spending all of your money on those three items when they should be free because there's free energy everywhere. It was here in the old world just a couple 100 years ago or less.
Yeah.
People had free energy, right? So the robber barons that had taken over this world after some cataclysm, whether they did it or God did it or it was natural, I couldn't tell you. They took over humanity and they're like, oh, let's get rid of this free energy. Let's get rid of all of this stuff. We're going to get rid of natural medicine. We're going to get rid of healing centers and we're going to call them churches now, right? We're going to get rid of all of this stuff that expands our minds and they're going to just keep you as a corporate slave. What are you going to do for work after this, after school?
I have a job set up in DC.
Doing what type of thing? You don't tell
And
me the name of the company
tech
or anything.
sales.
What's that?
Tech sales, like cloud sales, cloud
Yeah.
services.
So you're working for a corporate giant. They keep you and you think you're free and you get 2 weeks off for vacation, I hope, right? Maybe half days on Friday in the summer or no?
No.
No, right? So you're going to work your whole life and then hopefully you save up enough money so when you're old and tired and on all the drugs that they want you on, that you can enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I'm going into more depth in some of my other episodes to actually talk about like big pharma and
Yeah.
all the
Yeah,
things.
and by the way, if you talk truth, it just gets even harder because they don't want you talking truth. Think about this: they take you at age 3 or 4, or, and put you into preschool, and so they get you for 15 years. You graduate high school, and if you graduate high school, you get a piece of paper that qualifies you for what? To
Work.
take out a loan and
Yeah.
go to more school. So then they're going to have you. Are you going to have a little college debt?
Oh yeah.
It's the only debt that's unforgivable.
Yeah.
Right? You can rack up credit cards, get that forgiven. You can do all this other stuff, get that forgiven, not college debt.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't want you thriving. They want you being a corporate slave. So I bet you took accounting,
Mhm.
maybe managerial accounting,
No, I did not.
calculus
I took it in high school, so I
in
didn't
high
have to.
school. So algebra, yeah, in high school, right? Um, do you like the math courses that you've taken? No, they suck, right? Okay, because it's slave math. Now, did they teach you about vortex mathematics?
No.
Ever hear of it?
No.
Did they
I'm
teach you
not like
about?
a math person.
Hold
I'm
on,
more
hold
of a
on, hold on, hold
brain.
on. This is not a math person thing. Did they teach you about sacred geometry?
No.
Yeah, this will wake you up. You got to go and you got to research sacred geometry and vortex mathematics because if you knew about these things, they will change your life. Vortex mathematics and sacred geometry, they don't teach you things that lift you up. They teach you things that bind you down and keep you a slave.
I wrote both of those down, so I'll look those up once we're.
Yeah.
But yeah. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you sharing everything with me. And honestly, I might email you if I have any questions about anything else that I'm talking about. If you have anybody that you know that I could talk to.
I do. I have lots of people. um, just remember this, and there are so many fake things going on in the world that aren't as they are presented. Let me just say it this, and we're not going to get into it. Every single major catastrophe that you've ever seen, including recently, is not as it was told, not as shown.
Oh yeah, I believe
Okay.
that.
Okay. It's not about believing. You can believe it, but now you need evidence.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big data person. I have to see it out in
Okay.
front of me.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You
that's
need the
why I
evidence.
want to
Don't
keep
just
doing
believe, don't, and I say people don't believe anything I say. You need to verify these things. I can help explain it, but I can't, I can prove it, but you have to take the time to look. We've done all of the stuff. On my app, there's a experiments page. We did all the videos. We documented it for you. We save
that.
you all.
You showed
Yeah,
me those last
yeah, yeah.
time.
It's really, really amazing stuff. So again, for you, the biblical page on the app, there's so much great biblical stuff on here. It'll blow your mind. Blow your
Yeah.
mind. The app is called the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. You can
I
find it
saw
at
it
Flat
on
Earth
your
Dave.
website when I
Yeah,
sent in
it's
the,
$3. Just
yeah.
just get it. It's a one-time charge. There is a subscription. You don't need to get the subscription unless you want to interact with other people and stuff, but you have access to all of the data. And what I tell people is I say turn off Netflix for a week. Now, turn it off forever because there's enough stuff on here that'll lift you up and take you beyond the slave that they've turned you into.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely have to go in and look, and I will keep in touch with you on more people to talk to with some other episodes that I'm doing. Um,
Okay,
but
Faye.
I really appreciate your time. Thank you
All right.
so much. It was great to get to talk to you
And
again.
you're okay with me airing this right away?
Oh yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
I don't think I post mine until next week, I think is when our first one is due, but you're good. You can go ahead and post it.
Okay. I mean, are you going to post it on YouTube?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube and Spotify.
Do you want me? I'll hold off posting mine. I'll
I
wait.
can just send you an email really quick and be like, "Hey, this is when I'm."
Yeah, no, send me an email when the link is, when you know it's going up, and I'll share yours instead because
Okay.
I want the people to go onto yours and leave helpful comments.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Faith.
Yeah. Have a
Yeah,
good one.
you too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, everyone. If you enjoyed this interview, please help support my work and help wake up others by referring or gifting the app to at least one person today. By doing that, you're going to help wake people up and help me to continue doing other interviews like this. With the censorship out there that's going on, it's very difficult to find relevant information. And the app, as you know, brings people to the truthful information of our world. So help support my work, help support your efforts in waking up friends, family, and strangers. Gift them the app or just recommend the app. And let's make 2025 the year Flat Earth breaks free. Check the links below for information on how to gift the app or just refer the app to others and use your referral code to earn Dome cryptocurrency and a free subscription. Thanks.